stuck in there. Yeah, it really has no smell. It's kind of amazing. Can somebody please make this make sense? Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have two different primers with me and I'm really excited because I'm gonna be comparing them. One is super high end and I use it all the time. You guys probably know what I'm talking about if you watch my videos. It's the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. And this one is very well known. Everyone uses it on YouTube. My friend actually gave me a sample of it and I tried it and I really liked it. And I've been using it ever since, but now it's just getting to be too expensive because I just don't really know what I'm paying for with it and I just want to know like if I can find something better for like a better cost too. So I've been doing some research and looking at primers from different brands and I found this one that I'm really excited about. It's the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer and it was like $8 compared to like 30 something dollars I pay for this little guy. And this is the mini size, so if you actually want the full size of the Bobbi Brown primer, I believe it's like $70 or $80. I just can't believe it. It's like 10 times as much as this one. So I'm gonna put the Bobbi Brown primer on one half of my face and the e.l.f. primer on the other half and we're gonna see how they compare. I'm gonna put some products over top of it and we can see how they look and just see if the price is actually worth it or if it's not. So let's just open up the e.l.f. primer and see what it's all about. Stuck in there. Oh, it's like trapped in there with a little piece of cardboard. How do I do this? Ah, you pull. So the packaging just looks like this. It's kind of a cute little jar. It's just plastic though, it's nothing too fancy. But now that I'm feeling the Bobbi Brown one, it's not actually glass. I thought it was this whole time, but I think it's plastic too. So it's not even like the packaging's that much better. It just kind of looks nicer, I guess. Anyways, let's just open it up. And let's see, okay. So it's just like a creamy balm, kind of, almost. Because it's like hard in here, but then it goes on soft to your finger. And then you can, I guess, just rub it on. It's interesting. It doesn't smell like anything either, so that's kind of cool. It's totally fragrantless. Yeah, like there's literally nothing on the bottom. It's so basic. I kind of like that. Now with the Bobbi Brown primer, it's a completely different story. This stuff is very creamy. It's actually like a full-on cream. And this stuff has a really crazy smell. Like, I think it's supposed to be like a lemony kind of smell, but it's just really strong. And I know some people don't like it because of that, but I always like that it was a creamy texture because it kind of just feels like a moisturizer. So let's try them out and see which one we prefer. So let's start with the e.l.f. primer. I'm just gonna bring it up close so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. So it's kind of like a balm, like a hard balm, and then it goes on soft into your finger. And then I guess you just want to rub it on like this. I've never thought of a primer being in this form before, but I kind of like it. You can almost control how much product you put on a little easier this way. Because when you're just dipping your finger into like a pot, you know, sometimes you scoop up too much. Whereas with this, you just rub your finger around and you're like, oh, that feels like enough. Just gonna make sure I coat this entire half of my face. Yeah, it really has no smell. It's kind of amazing. I didn't think that was gonna be such a big bonus, but it kind of is. Okay, the e.l.f. side is done, so I can move on to the Bobbi Brown. So I just put my finger in it like this and take a bit, and then I'll just lather it onto my face. Right away, that fragrance just hits you right in the face. It's like, bam, lemons. I will say though, because of its creamy texture, I think it spreads a little bit better. With the e.l.f. one, I kind of had to keep going in and applying it over and over. Whereas with this, I dipped in my finger like twice and I pretty much covered my entire face. So that's kind of a bonus, but I feel like you could go overboard too and put on too much. So you just want to be careful with that. So right away, the fragrance thing is obviously a big standout. I personally love that the e.l.f. side doesn't have a fragrance because I feel like it just makes me feel better about my skin for some reason. I already feel so bad for my skin whenever I put on makeup, so if I'm adding like more fragrance or something, I feel like I'm only making my skin worse. I don't know, that's just my own mindset. So I do really like the e.l.f. one for the fragrance aspect, but when it comes to like the overall coverage, I do feel like it was a little easier with the Bobbi Brown just because it is like a cream, it spreads really easily. I guess I could have like dug my finger into the e.l.f. and like really got a bunch of product on my finger and went hard, but I don't know. I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but it is something just to point out, I think. So I'm gonna take my Morphe skin tint that I use and I'm just gonna put it all over my face and we're just gonna see which side looks better. Just gonna squirt a little bit on my hand and then we're just gonna go hard and cover my face. So let's start with the e.l.f. side first. Not that it really matters. I totally just got my lips. Okay. Whoa, right away I'm kind of impressed. Blend it out under here a little bit more with a smaller brush. Wow, I am actually kind of shook because I am not seeing many pores right now, and I'm quite a pory person. Like, my pores are really big and you can usually see them through my makeup, even when I'm wearing my Bobbi Brown primer, I feel like. But with this e.l.f. one, I feel like filtered already, and I didn't even put on that much makeup. I just put on a little layer of the skin tint and the primer. Okay, let's not get too excited. Let's see what the other side looks like. I swear, if they look the same, you guys, what have I been doing this whole time? For some reason, it feels like it's taking longer for this side to blend in. And I don't know if it's just the primer or if it's me. It just feels like there's a lot of streakiness happening. Okay, so I don't really know what to tell you guys other than what have I been spending all my money on. The Bobbi Brown is no different than this e.l.f. primer, if not worse. Like, there's a lot of texture happening up here, and when I go to this side, nothing. It's all smooth. It looks, like I said, filtered. Why is Bobbi Brown scamming us like this? I can't believe. Well, I'm very glad that I did this experiment today, because if I didn't, I would not have figured this out, and I would still be wasting a ton of money on some lemony, creamy smelling bullshit. The e.l.f. has 0.74 ounces, and the Bobbi Brown primer only has 0.5 ounces. So there's also more product in this than there is in this. Can somebody please make this make sense? Goodbye, Bobbi Brown primer. I'm gonna use the last bit of you up, and then you are gone. You've been replaced by Mr. e.l.f., and Mr. e.l.f. will always be by my side now. Let's welcome a new member to the family, the e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer. You guys will be seeing this a lot more on my channel. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something by me comparing those two primers. I know I definitely learned something, and I'm excited to be saving money in the future. If you guys are looking to try a more affordable primer, I highly recommend picking this up. I'm so glad I did, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. And that's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.